this is Valerie Aiello, and you are listening to IdeaDiary. Thanks for coming back to my office and hanging out. Alright, so today's show is brought to you by the Song of the Day, which is on the Vision Quest soundtrack, and it's Madonna song, Crazy for You. So there are two Madonna songs that I really love, which is Live to Tell and Crazy for You, and I can never decide which one I like more. Whenever I'm listening to either song, I'm like, this song is better. But yeah, maybe go on a Madonna binge, some new, old Madonna. I don't know many new Madonna songs. I'm curious. I probably should go check out some of her new tracks, the Madam X stuff. I haven't heard any of it. Madonna is a super weird, interesting person, and I mean weird in as weird as a positive trait, not an insult. I think being weird is amazing. Just starting the show off today with the Song of the Day so that I don't forget it. And I'm kind of using the Song of the Day as something that I'm trying to convey about my personality. I love music. I want to incorporate that into the show, which is a business lifestyle show where I kind of want to go over the things that I'm learning every day or that I'm doing. I'm trying to get over the shyness. I'm trying to get over feeling weird about sharing stuff. I definitely don't have a problem with oversharing. I definitely keep a lot of stuff inside my brain, but that's why I feel like the show is important. Ultimately, I'm not really sure why I'm deciding to do daily podcasts. I just know that I really want to work on my communication. I think talking on the internet, talking into a camera, presenting your personality using audio and visual tools is kind of the future. Maybe not for 100% of the people 100% of the time, but I really feel like it's such a good skill. I think even 5-year-olds should be practicing speech and talking online. Like I've kind of said before, my age group, which I feel like is a Xennial, I'm not quite a Gen X, and I'm kind of like right at the end of the Gen X people, and I'm not a millennial, so that little group is called a Xennial. And I think the difference in that little 5-year pocket of people is that my older sister did not have or grow up with video games in her room. There was Atari and stuff like that, but that wasn't necessarily something that was in every kid's bedroom. It was kind of a fancy toy, and my sister never got an Atari. But by the time I came around and in elementary school, that's when everyone got the first Nintendo. And pretty much a lot of kids had a Nintendo in their bedroom, and I spent hours and hours and hours by myself playing Mario. I really do think that kind of changed the way that I grew up compared to my sister, who really didn't grow up with video games at all, other than playing Miss Pac-Man in an actual arcade or something like that. Coming home from school and jumping on a video game instead of going outside to ride your bike was definitely a big difference, I feel like, as far as how I grew up. How I might be a little bit different than a Gen Xer, but I still am in that Gen X, the very tail end of it, and I'm definitely not a millennial. And another thing that was different for my age group was that when Facebook started, when Friendster, Facebook, I was still young enough, you know, MySpace, Friendster, MySpace, Facebook, I was still young enough to be like super into that stuff, where my sister was just a little bit too old to really have much interest in it. She already kind of had her job in the real world. She already had a lot of things going on that really had nothing to do with the internet, but I was still young enough to kind of fall into that. I need to have a profile, and I need to be friends with every single person that I ever meet. I fell into that realm of, as it was happening, being really into it. Whereas my older sister thought it was kind of dumb. One of the things that I've talked about before is that my age group, we're afraid to go on the internet and talk and to say the wrong thing, and And that's really changing for me as far as my opinion about how much people should be online or put out there online. It's not really that you're trying to be a celebrity, but that you are kind of saying, here I am, or this is how I'm looking at it, is that I'm kind of saying, here I am, I'm ready to have conversations, I'm ready to do it publicly, be it super duper micro internet person, where it's not really about how many people can I get to hear what I have to say. I kind of just want to get to the level that I can communicate well enough and be a part of important conversations. So I'm trying to communicate better and make sense, which I don't always do, or rarely do. And I'm trying to have more confidence in my own, in the way that I speak. I don't want to have fear of showing off or just being a human being. That's whatever stage in life that I'm at, and you know, letting people of the talents that I have, of the questions that I have, of the things that I'm learning. I'm just ready for it. I'm ready to not be small. I'm ready to just say hello, here I am, and I'm here to talk. And I'm here to, and ultimately do it at a professional level. How professional does it need to be? I'm not sure, but I'm here for it. So another thing is making friends online. I feel like the whole world is a high school now, and where do you want to eat lunch? You know, it's like there are these people over here and they're all in a community. They're on Discord, or they're on Twitch, or they're on wherever they're at hanging out, and they're talking and experiencing and having some sort of friendship, even though they're on all ends of the earth. And I just paid for an online course that's an actual course where you're in a Zoom call and there's people there, and it's a face-to-face real course, not a pre-recorded thing that you just watch the classes. It's a course where there's a teacher and there's an agenda and there's all these things you're going to learn, and there's actually other people on the course that are having questions and different things. Yeah, it's rare that I've ever purchased a course, but this one in particular was so weird and unique and kind of something totally perfect for me that I needed right now, and by somebody that I really admire his work, and he's funny and smart on a certain level that I'm just like, I'm there too. I know what you're talking about. I get your jokes. And it's not like I imagine getting something specific out of the course, except for going through the course and being surprised about what I could learn or not learn, and going through a course that is with possibly like-minded people. We'll see how it goes. The main thing that I feel like I'm going to get out of it, and what he was talking about tonight, is kind of having a finished piece, which everyone kind of has a different, I don't know, something that can be pulled out of them. I have thousands of ideas, and I wish all of them were successful, but they're not all great. No one has 100% of great ideas 100% of the time. But I am curious of how I can build things and make finished pieces. So this show, for example, is maybe never ending. Maybe it goes on for years and years, but it can feel like a finished piece in a way of it can make sense. I know the show topic, IdeaDiary, is kind of personal and weird in a way, like who cares what's on your mind? I get it. But what I'm trying to build is something which I'm kind of like inventing in my head, which is a business lifestyle show. And I'm hoping that this concept can kind of catch on, and maybe if other people go with it, maybe maybe someday it can make more sense. But just kind of being more me, showing my steps to success, and maybe getting over some fears. I had big fears of posting things on Instagram where people actually knew me. I kind of wanted to be really a lot better than I am at podcasting before I started just showing off the show. But I did feel like, okay, I've got to get to the next level. I've got to have some confidence. I got to just throw it out there, and hopefully by being bad in front of everybody, it would give me some guts and some push me towards getting the podcasting skills to another level. My things of today that I've learned is that I really want to have a finished piece or finished pieces, finished things that I can show off and say, this is my thing and it makes sense and here it is. Easy to communicate. I'm working on my own communication skills of trying to make sense, which does not come natural or easy for me. And I'm working on my confidence to be able to put myself out there on the internet and online and show off my real personality in a professional way as much as I can. And just because I'm open to have internet friends and like-minded people jump in and hang out with me online some way, somehow. Not sure how that's all gonna work out yet, but I'm just kind of here to have conversations. Silly or important, it doesn't matter. I'm just here working on it all. So that's the show for today. Thanks for coming and hanging out. If you came back from another time, if you're new, nice to meet you, and I'll see you later.